Ugh. Is this you? You just got seed envelopes all over the place, falling all over. Or you're like me, you open up one, you plant it, and then you fold it over and it looks all ugly. Well, I got something to show you today. Welcome back. All right, so it's that time of year, we got our garden going, we're planting seeds. And, I always have this issue. I'll open up, I'll use a few seeds, and then I have like packages with just like a few seeds left in it. And it gets aggravating because then you got to fold it over and it takes up a lot of room. So last year, I started doing this, right? I got one of these Sheffield boxes from Ross, $7. And it works, but, the seeds get packed in there. And some seeds like beans or peas can get crushed and broken. So I was on the lookout for something, and I found this. This is from Erfei, and this is an 87 seed holder. It also comes with 20 envelopes, but this right here it's got a really padded. It's a really padded case. So you get 20 envelopes, right? So you can write what you have in here and all this stuff. You have growing notes on here, which is kind of cool. Date collected. So these are good, like if you're harvesting your own seeds, you can keep track of how old your seeds are. It also came with 4 sheets of labels, some small, some large, as well as it came with a collapsible little funnel so that you can put your seeds into the containers. Now, I am using this to, we got this with our incubators. And so I just threw those in there too. Oh yeah, and it also did come with this. It came with some forceps. And these are really fine forceps. They close really nicely. These are good for like pulling out seeds. Some of those seeds are really tiny, so it's good to have. And they all just fit up here in the top. Now then, again, it is an 87. So the top tray, you have these larger square containers. And I've already put some seeds in here because I was going through and all my ones that were open, I started putting here. So like this right here, right? So here is our beet seeds. So I just put the label on there. And then I can always, whenever I'll go through these, but I have other seeds in there, so I'm gonna fill these up. So then that way, I have all my beet seeds right here. Right? And then here we have butternut squash. Now of course, the squashes, these seeds, they all look pretty much alike. So it's important to have a good labeling system in here. So, and you get 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20, 24. So you get 27 of these square containers, which in these ones I use for like the larger seeds. Beans, peas, carrots, squash, the Swiss chard, those slightly larger ones. And then you have a second tray that houses 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have 60 of these small containers. Now here, as you can see, I've got seeds in there already, and then the label fits right on the top there, radish. So, so you got 87 slots in here, and then this just sits in on top. So now here we are. So I'm not going to pull that one out. We're just going to set this off to the side here and put it back. But as you can see, they fit in there. They have their own little housing. You pull it out, and it's got the foam is rounded. So it sits in there very nice, very compact. Now, another reason why I like this is if you think about it from a prepping standard, you're prepping. You want to have everything in a nice location that's safe and easy to grab. So, for instance, if you have all your seeds in this right here, right, it's easy to remember, okay, we got to grab our seeds, and you're not looking all over. Like I used to have like a lot of these beans. You know, this is like Blue Lake pole beans. I've got sugar snap peas. I've got contender bush beans. I've got top crop bush beans. All those I had those in the glass jars, which worked. It worked, but I started thinking, if something came up and we had to leave in a hurry, that's like a lot of like individual things to grab. When I can just store them in one location, and it's just something to think about. Yeah, I may be able. Pardon me. I may be able to store a lot of seeds in here, but it's a lot of containers, you know. And here, I can store enough bush beans in here. These are Blue Lake bush beans. I've got enough in there to. I got a broken one, but I have enough in here to start a crop, and then collect more beans that are viable to replace them. So, and that's kind of like a seed vault. We'll call this a seed vault. But, you know, if you have a seed vault like this, this is good because you have everything you need here to keep going. Right? Especially with some of these smaller ones like the peas, right? You get a lot more peas in here. This is like 6 or 8 packages of peas, right? That I had put into a glass jar. This was like 2 or 3 packages of bush beans, right? And so now any packages I have that don't fit in here that are over, I'm gonna keep in the Sheffield case here, right? I'm gonna keep in this. But this right here, no matter what, this is enough to just grab and run, and I'll be able to feed my family indefinitely. Because, you know, if we end up somewhere where it's like, you know, we got to grow our own food, we have the ability to just have a one location, very organized, very and easy to carry. It's pretty padded, so, you know, your seeds are protected. Plus, there's foam around the seeds. So, a fantastic way. I think this was like $32. It's from Erfei. They do have 2 others that are higher than this. They have a 114 and a 250. The 250 one is like $56. In retrospect, I should have gotten that one, but this one was on sale. So I actually got this for less than the $31. And the 114 one is also $31, but again, this is on sale, so I picked it up real fast. I think it was like 30% off, so I saved like another few bucks on it or something. But this right here, I love this. This is it organizes the seeds. I'm able to put my tools in the top mesh bag here, and it just zips up, and you have a nice little seed vault that you can put. You know, it's like, so like when you're in a hurry, you're grabbing your bags and everything. Okay, so we got our first aid kits, we got our individual, you know, escape bags, bug out bags, whatever you want to call them. All right, so we grab our seed vault, we grab our, you know, our documents, and everything is like organized. So then you can just, you throw them up, boom, you throw it up. If you drop this, it's not going to damage it. So you throw it in the back of the truck, you start packing your stuff in, and then you can get out of Dodge. So this is a pretty good purchase. I do like this. And I'm going to go through my seeds, especially like the smaller ones, because those seed envelopes take up a lot of room. A lot of room. And all I got to do is just, you know, because I can fill this radish up with probably 10 packs, and I have like just a whole vial of radish seeds ready to rock. You know, and some of them, like these, are even smaller. Like these Brussels sprout seeds, those are super tiny. They're growing, by the way. Jalapeno seeds, I got plenty of those. I can fill that up easily. Parsnips, they're a little bit larger of a seed, so see, turnips are another real small one. Carrots, I believe carrots are super tiny. Carrots, they're pretty small. There's one in here that's just absolutely, oh yeah, when you get into your seasonings, this is basil, super tiny. Mint is like specks. And so you can store a whole lot of seeds in here. And if you keep it in a cool place, they're gonna stay viable for a lot longer. But the thing is you need enough to get a good harvest going, and you want to have, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, but I would like to have enough seeds for at least 2 seasons, just in case you have the first season is not good. You know, if you get established, you might not know what grows well, what time to plant it, and you might not get viable seeds the first year. You have that learning. Even 3 years might even be better to have a 3-year on-hand seed vault, because then it's like if you have the first year, it's kind of like you're in a new area. You know, it's like it took me a while to figure out when the good time to plant food is here, right? Yeah, I have books and everything, but books can tell you like generalities, but your specific area, you know, the sunlight and that hits your area, you know, it could shift it a week or two, and you need to find out the best time to plant. And I think that if you have at least 3 years worth of seeds on hand, ready to go, then you're able to have that year to kind of figure it out. That second year, you know, your crops might not be that great. By the third year, you should be able to start getting seeds from what you're planting and know just how much you need to feed your family. And so I think that this is a great way to store at least 3 years worth of seeds so that you're not struggling if you do have to relocate because of a nasty bad situation. And you'll be able to feed your family. But anyway, that's it. This is the Erfei 87 seed. I'll put a picture of it at the end here. Again, they do have one for 114 seeds, and it's the same price as this one. And then the 250 seed one is actually $56. So, but it's off Amazon. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not sponsored by anybody. But I bought this, and I thought this is something good to share for all of our gardening people, because I like this. You know, it's got like it's pretty well built. You know, it's like I'm not worried about crushing this in a truck or anything. You know, you pack this away and you're gonna be pretty safe. So, right, that's it. Until next time, keep prepping.